What's up, guys? Welcome to Teach Go High Level. My name's Eric. Today we're talking about smart lists. You know, your list is actually an incredibly valuable thing to your company. A lot of people just collect the information and they never do anything with it again. What they don't realize is there's so much value in having a list of people that you can remarket to. Totally gets rid of having a customer acquisition cost. Now, if you don't know what a customer acquisition cost is, look it up. It's how much it costs you as a business to acquire that customer through marketing efforts. But if you've already gotten them before, then you just have to re-engage with them with a text or an email or a newsletter or something like that. Also, people may have opted in for more information but never did business with you. That's okay too. They're on your list. They may want to do it now. Really valuable having a list, and the bigger your list is, the more valuable it is. But doesn't mean that every single person on your list is valuable. They may be valuable for a specific offer at a specific time with a specific message. And we need to be able to pull those out and glean them out of the giant pile. Let's say you have 4,000 people on your list. You may not want to run an offer to all 4,000 people, but you may want to run it to 100, and you can qualify them with certain characteristics. And that's what filters are for. And with filters, you can save them as smart lists so you can market to them appropriately. So let's talk kind of in generalities first on what you can filter for, because if you look at my screen here, we'll quickly pan out, there's a lot. In fact, there's so many that they have a most used section, okay? But I like to think in generalities first. What do I want to make valid or invalid? That's my first question. And then what do I want to include and what do I want to exclude? All right. If you think in this framework, it makes it really easy for you to create your list. And you could have like 19 things factor into it. But you first start with, what do I want to validate and invalidate? So let's say I wanted to run a multi-channel marketing campaign, which multi-channel just means I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to send them a text message. Maybe I send them a ringless voicemail, or maybe I assign a task to my salesperson, do an outbound cold call. But we first need to make sure that certain things are valid. So I'm going to come in here and I'm first going to say, okay, I definitely want to know if they have a first name. All right. Probably don't want to search by a certain first name, right? Unless we're running a promo like it's gym day, and so all the gyms get 50% off or something like that. You could do it, all right? But we want to go is empty or is not empty. So first name, we want to make sure it's not empty. And then we want to make sure if we're going to call them, we want to find their phone number is valid. So we're going to go phone is not empty. And we're also going to email them as well. So we're also going to go and email is not empty. Okay. Now I've done my validation. I have the minimum amount of valid data for the list. Now, this isn't going to be monumental, especially on how you collect your data. If you collect that info from everybody, your list is not going to change by much. But you could also make sure that maybe one of the validation things is that they have a certain tag, or that they're in a certain city. So we would say, okay, that their address is not empty, right? We want to make sure that they actually have an address. Or another example, we could do it just by the city. We could do it by the country if we're a multi-country marketer. We need to make sure that D&D isn't on for one of those channels. So we could say D&D is not. We could pick all channels or email, but we're going to just say all channels for this one because we want to go through all the channels for them, right? As a qualification, validation. But it still allows you to use all these, okay? And maybe we want to make sure that they've at least opened an email from us in the past little while. Again, the possibilities are endless, but if you work in my framework of valid versus invalid and include and exclude, it's going to make this go a lot quicker. So we're all done our valid, invalid, okay? We have them in here. Now we're going to talk about include and exclude. So let's say I'm going to pretend that I sell t-shirts. Wolf t-shirts, love them. I always know when someone shops at a gas station for more than just gas and snacks, they're wearing the finest of all t-shirts, gas station t-shirts. You know which ones I'm talking about, right? Majestic Wolf, moon behind it, that sort of thing. Or it'll say like, this is my beer drinking shirt. Obviously, you can tell I love comedic t-shirts. My OnlyFans shirt says that. But now I want to target an offer to people that bought a certain product. Now, if I was going to use a tag on their previous transaction, I would have had to add some sort of tag to qualify them as that type of buyer, right? So let's say when they bought a t-shirt last time and it was a Wolf t-shirt, our automations gave them a tag, Wolf t-shirt buyer. Or maybe they bought multiple times in the last couple of years, or maybe they bought multiple products. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And if you want to learn more about tags and how to use them to nuance buying behaviors and behavioral things in your list, make sure to check out our video on tags where we go in depth on tags, what you can use them for, how to use them, how to not get out of control with them, because that can happen really quick, right? But now include and exclude, this allows you to take your validated list of the things that need to be true, and it nuances it down even more so to the exact people that you want to target. So we're also going to hit and we're going to say, okay, this is where we're going to start including. So let's say I want to only target people that came in through a certain source. So the source, let's say, was Facebook. Now, I don't have any loaded in here, but it would pop up and I would select that. Okay. And then I do that. So now I'm targeting people that we have their first name, we have their phone number, we have their email, we made sure they're not in Do Not Disturb, and they came to us via Facebook. All right. Because now in our messaging, we could say, hey, Facebook users, we know you love Facebook. We got a special offer just for Facebook users. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, let's say that was one type of buyer. And then let's say you also wanted to target another type with almost the exact same offer, like pretty much the same, but they're two different types of buyers. This is where or comes in. So it's not first name is empty and then you hit or. This is one group of people within this gray box. Keep that in mind. Let's say I also, though, wanted to do all the same things for TikTok people that came from TikTok and run the same thing, and we'll call it a social media special. I would pick all my invalidating articles first, and then instead of this last one, instead of being source is Facebook, I would put source is TikTok, and on and on and on it goes. Again, I'm not going to get into each one because you're going to find out what works in your business. But again, use the framework. Include, exclude, valid, invalid. Really helps you frame this out. When you're done, you can hit Save as Smart List and you're going to name it Smart List A. You could call it Facebook social media buyers with full contact info. I mean, be creative in your naming, because if you forget what it was for, you got to go back to the filters, you got to look, and then you can share it with your team. So say, hey, I need you to hit this list. I need you to do an email to this list. Smart lists are a really powerful way for you to keep extracting value out of your list, keep communicating with your customers, and not put that list to waste. Most people take marketing like they have a giant can, so they get all they can, they sit on the can, and then they never do anything with it. Your list is for you to use again and again and again, even if it's just for communication. Don't undervalue having a list and using it and nuancing it. You should be doing this all the time, because at the end of the day, your list is what is going to make your company valuable, along with a number of other things. But knowing who's on your list, knowing how to target them, and knowing how to re-engage them really specifically gives you a massive superpower in marketing. And GoHighLevel is a great tool to help you do that in a really easy and efficient way. All right, so that's it for Smart List. My name's Eric. This is Teach GoHighLevel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.